Good run game, great defense. A formula to be successful in the Big Ten Conference. And a formula that UCLA used to defeat USC. And a formula that's being used by this Bruin team coached by none other than Mr. Chip Kelly.
From LA to Piscataway, all Big Ten all year long. This is Big Ten 10.
Big Ten fans, when you think of Chip Kelly, you probably think of Oregon, fast, tempo, basketball on grass. When you think of Chip Kelly, you probably don't think of a solid physical run game and an outstanding defense. I think it's safe to say Chip Kelly is evolving. Chip Kelly is changing with the times. When I look at how UCLA played in this game, and I'll be honest, I hadn't watched a ton of UCLA. I watched a little bit of their film prepping for this game before they played against the USC Trojans. But this game, I saw a team that was physical at the point of attack, that ran the football well, TJ Harden and Carson Steele up front. And then I saw an attacking, great defense on the other side of the football. I know there's going to be some players departing, and I understand there's the turnover nowadays in college football, especially when you utilize the transfer portal like Chip Kelly utilizes the transfer portal. But if Chip Kelly can build UCLA teams like this in the future for the Big Ten, the Bruins could have a fair amount of success. All right, let's get into this matchup a little bit. A key for USC, a big key for USC, Liatu Latu. Find him and put 3 or 4 guys on him. Find a way to keep him out of the backfield. You know what didn't happen? That. And you know what else happened? More UCLA Bruins getting pressure on Caleb Williams, which was probably Caleb Williams' last collegiate football game. What a way to go out. It hurts. It stings. But that's the thing about this game. Caleb Williams was running around all day long. He was always improvising. They talked on the broadcast about his great ability to create off schedule. Man, I really hope whichever NFL team he lands on next season, give this guy an offensive line. It'll be a little bit surprising for him because when you watch highlight tape of Caleb Williams, a lot of times it's him making a play, that sidearm delivery, running outside the pocket with defenders chasing him. Whoever you are, future NFL team, give this guy an offensive line, and I think he could be even better than he was at the collegiate level at USC. UCLA did a great job attacking this Trojans offensive line, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. USC hit one big, after UCLA went up 14-0, the Trojans hit one big play over the top, but other than that, this one was all Bruins. I thought this game could kind of go down in a couple of different ways. UCLA manhandling the Trojans, it wasn't at the top of my list in expected outcomes throughout this football game. Let's talk about the Bruins a little bit. Carson Steele was the leading rusher coming into this game. TJ Harden, though, this is a guy, he's a true sophomore, a 3-star kid out of the LA area, right? There's a lot of kids, a lot of recruits, Inglewood High School in that Los Angeles area. But when I watched this game, good things happened for the Bruins when they got the ball into the hands of TJ Harden, right? In the run game mostly, in the pass game a couple of other times. Like I said, true sophomore. You know what that means? This guy's going to be a Big Ten running back. And I watch him, he's going to be a good Big Ten running back next year, assuming he doesn't transfer out and assuming he stays right in Westwood with the UCLA Bruins. There's some guys, there's some pieces returning for UCLA where that could be at least, the very least, a solid football team out there at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena and Westwood at this team. I really like what I see for the future at UCLA. There were rumblings about Chip Kelly. Throw him out the window, all right? I thought when I said it on my live show, I'm just like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit on this. Let's pump the brakes. Let's be patient. UCLA is in line for another 8-win season. 8-4 2 years ago, 9-3, and now they're 7-4, and all they got left is Cal. They win 8 games. Like, This is a program that doesn't have a ton of money in their NIL. Let's be honest, it's not supported a lot by this athletic department. It is tough to win football games at UCLA. What Chip Kelly's doing right now, 8-4, 9-3, and then if they get to 8-4, 8-4 with this team, look, I know their defense is fantastic, but 8-4 with the struggles Dante Moore has had and kind of the rotating door at quarterbacks for UCLA, if they can get to that level, that is a huge win for this Bruin program, and they are putting together a couple of really good seasons in a row, and I think they can take some of that momentum into the Big Ten. USC, when we talk about taking momentum into the Big Ten, that is one thing that the Trojans are not doing. I got a question for everybody out there. What is USC football without Caleb Williams? I think they got some solid skill players. They got some young skill players in Trojan land that I think are going to develop and get into really good players eventually down the road. Caleb does so much. He puts so much on his shoulders for this offense. When you look at the future for the Trojans, because that's essentially where we're at right now, 7-5 regular season, certainly didn't go the way you wanted it to. Preseason number 6 in the country, the Cardinal and Gold of USC were. Where are you at? You need to get better in the trenches. Offensive line needs to be better at protecting the quarterback. Defense, you need to go out and you need to hire an A-list coordinator. We talk about maybe the lack of support, financial support for UCLA. We know there's support across town in Hollywood for the USC Trojans. You need to find a way to hire a Jim Leonard. You need to find a way to hire a Dave Aranda, other guys like that have a proven track record of creating great defense, and you need to bring them into Los Angeles, and you need to figure this one out. These first 2 years at USC have just been, we saw the success that Lincoln Riley had at Oklahoma. Some of their teams weren't great on defense. We knew they were really good on offense. It's a lot of the same stuff, maybe just actually at a lesser level. And I get this is his second year. He's coming in. He's trying to rebuild this thing and get some better players on campus than there were under the Clay Helton era. But considering how they started last year and kind of fell off down the stretch, and then how they started this year and fell off down the stretch, now and then of course with the conference change and flip and what it takes to maybe be successful in this conference, this is a great time for Lincoln Riley, for USC to look in the mirror. This last loss and the way it happened to UCLA might be a wake-up call for this Trojans program. I think it needs to be a wake-up call for this USC Trojans program going forward. I will be watching now that they are essentially, now that their Pac-12 season is over, now that you're going to start to see some opt-outs at USC, some transfer stuff going on, in my eyes, in my mind, USC right now is a Big Ten member. So I'm going to have my eyes on them. What moves are they making? Who are they bringing in to lead that defense? Is Malachi Nelson ready to be QB1 next season? What are they doing to beef up the trenches? If they don't beef up the offensive line and if they don't get better on defense, you could have another 7-5 season. With that schedule, with that Big Ten schedule and playing LSU and Notre Dame out of conference, if you don't make big wholesale changes, you're going to go 7-5 yet again. These are two programs. As they approach the Big Ten, they have similar records, but I don't think their trajectories are similar. I think Chip Kelly is doing better than maybe he has business doing right now at UCLA, but I understand he's a good coach. Lincoln Riley, underachieving at USC. I want to hear your thoughts on all things Bruins and Trojans, two future Big Ten members. Do you think USC needs to beef things up like I do? What about UCLA? Do you think that they can come into the Big Ten and be fairly successful? Leave your thoughts, all things Bruins and Trojans, in the comments below. I'm Big Ten Ted. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching Big Ten Ted, where it's all Big Ten all year long. Make sure to like the video to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses, and subscribe to the channel for updates on Big Ten content that drops every day.